True horror stories, Native American hauntings, and real-life encounters. Chapter 1. The Origins of the Wendigo Legend. The Wendigo, a creature steeped in mystery and dread, emerges from the depths of Native American folklore, its origins intertwined with the very fabric of Algonquian-speaking tribes' existence. This malevolent entity, often depicted as a gaunt, skeletal figure with glowing eyes and an insatiable hunger for human flesh, serves as a chilling embodiment of greed, cannibalism, and the perils of winter. The Wendigo legend finds its roots among the Algonquian peoples, a diverse group of indigenous communities inhabiting the vast expanse of northeastern North America. Their lives were deeply entwined with the natural world, and their spiritual beliefs reflected a profound respect for the delicate balance between humans and the environment. Within this intricate tapestry of beliefs, the Wendigo emerged as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the consequences of succumbing to the darkest aspects of human nature. In Algonquian culture, the Wendigo transcended mere physical representation. It embodied a profound spiritual and moral symbolism. The creature personified the destructive power of unchecked greed and the dangers of prioritizing individual desires over the well-being of the community. The act of cannibalism, a taboo deeply ingrained in Algonquian societies, became inextricably linked to the Wendigo, serving as a chilling manifestation of the ultimate betrayal of human values. The Wendigo's association with winter further underscored its symbolic significance. In the harsh northern climates inhabited by the Algonquian tribes, winter posed a formidable challenge to survival. The scarcity of food and the relentless cold tested the resilience of individuals and communities alike. The Wendigo, with its insatiable hunger and association with the bleakness of winter, served as a potent reminder of the dangers of succumbing to desperation and the allure of forbidden sustenance. The transmission of the Wendigo legend occurred primarily through oral traditions, passed down through generations in the form of captivating stories and cautionary tales. Elders and storytellers played a crucial role in preserving the cultural memory of the Wendigo, ensuring that its lessons remained deeply ingrained in the collective consciousness of their people. These narratives served not only to entertain, but also to educate, instilling a sense of moral responsibility and respect for the delicate balance of the natural world. The Wendigo's enduring presence in Algonquian folklore attests to its profound impact on the lives of these indigenous communities. The creature's symbolism extended beyond mere fear and revulsion. It served as a powerful tool for social cohesion and moral guidance. By personifying the dangers of greed, cannibalism, and the perils of winter, the Wendigo legend fostered a sense of shared values and reinforced the importance of cooperation and selflessness in the face of adversity. The connection between the Wendigo legend and survival in harsh winter conditions cannot be overstated. In the unforgiving landscapes of the North, where food was scarce and the elements unforgiving, the Wendigo served as a chilling metaphor for the fragility of human existence. The creature's association with cannibalism underscored the desperation that could grip individuals and communities during times of famine, highlighting the potential for even the most virtuous to succumb to their basest instincts. The Wendigo legend, therefore, served as a constant reminder of the importance of preparedness, resourcefulness, and unwavering adherence to cultural values. It encouraged individuals to cultivate self-discipline, resist the temptations of greed, and prioritize the collective good over individual desires. In doing so, the Wendigo myth fostered a sense of resilience and determination, empowering communities to confront the challenges of their environment and emerge stronger in the face of adversity. While the Wendigo legend may evoke fear and trepidation, it also serves as a testament to the enduring power of indigenous storytelling and its profound impact on cultural identity. The creature's symbolism, deeply rooted in the spiritual and moral values of the Algonquian peoples, continues to resonate in contemporary discussions about ethics, morality, and the delicate balance between humans and the natural world. Chapter 2. The Wendigo and the Fear of Cannibalism. The Wendigo, a malevolent entity deeply ingrained in the folklore of Algonquian-speaking tribes, evokes not only fear of a monstrous creature but also a profound dread of cannibalism. This chapter delves into the intricate relationship between the Wendigo and the cultural taboo of cannibalism, exploring how the fear of resorting to such a desperate act, particularly during times of famine and desperation, fueled the spread and potency of the Wendigo legend. Cannibalism, the act of consuming human flesh, has been universally regarded as a taboo throughout human history, and Algonquian societies were no exception. Their cultures held a deep reverence for the sanctity of human life, and viewed cannibalism as an abhorrent violation of their moral and spiritual values. The Wendigo, with its insatiable hunger for human flesh, became the embodiment of this ultimate transgression, serving as a terrifying reminder of the potential consequences of succumbing to the darkest depths of human desperation. The fear of cannibalism, while deeply ingrained in Algonquian cultures, was further amplified during times of famine and scarcity. In the harsh northern climates inhabited by these tribes, the long and unforgiving winters often brought with them a scarcity of food resources. The struggle for survival became paramount, and the specter of starvation loomed large over individuals and communities alike. In such desperate circumstances, the Wendigo legend served as a chilling cautionary tale, warning against the potential for even the most virtuous to succumb to the temptation of forbidden sustenance. Historical accounts of famine among Algonquian tribes offer glimpses into the harrowing realities that fueled Wendigo fears. During periods of extreme scarcity, when traditional food sources dwindled and starvation became imminent, the boundaries of acceptable behavior could blur. The Wendigo myth served as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of crossing those boundaries, of allowing desperation to override moral and spiritual values. The fear of becoming a Wendigo, of succumbing to the insatiable hunger for human flesh, served as a powerful deterrent, reinforcing the importance of maintaining self-control and upholding cultural taboos even in the most dire of circumstances. The spread of the Wendigo legend was often accompanied by a wave of hysteria and fear, particularly in the wake of alleged sightings or encounters with the creature. These accounts, often fueled by the heightened anxieties of communities already grappling with the challenges of survival, served to reinforce the belief in the Wendigo's existence and amplify the dread of cannibalism. The mere mention of the Wendigo could send shivers down the spines of individuals, evoking a primal fear of the unknown and the potential for human savagery. Case studies of alleged Wendigo sightings provide valuable insights into the complex interplay between folklore, psychology, and the human response to extreme circumstances. One such case involved the tragic story of Swift Runner, a Cree man accused of killing and consuming his family during a harsh winter in the late 19th century. While the details of the case remain shrouded in controversy, it serves as a stark illustration of the power of the Wendigo myth to shape perceptions and fuel accusations of cannibalism, even in the absence of concrete evidence. The fear of becoming a Wendigo extended beyond mere physical transformation. It encompassed a profound psychological and spiritual dread. The belief that one could be consumed by the Wendigo's insatiable hunger and transformed into a monstrous cannibal struck at the very core of individual identity and self-control. This fear manifested in various ways, from heightened anxiety and paranoia to full-blown psychosis, as individuals grappled with the terrifying possibility of losing their humanity and succumbing to their basest instincts. The Wendigo myth also played a role in reinforcing social control and maintaining order within Algonquian communities. The fear of becoming a Wendigo served as a powerful deterrent against transgressive behavior, encouraging individuals to adhere to cultural norms and prioritize the well-being of the community over individual desires. The Wendigo, in this sense, acted as a symbolic enforcer of social cohesion, reminding individuals of the dire consequences of succumbing to greed, selfishness, or any actions that threatened the stability of the group. The association between the Wendigo and cannibalism also highlights the complex relationship between humans and the natural world. In the harsh environments inhabited by Algonquian tribes, survival often depended on a delicate balance between respecting the natural order and utilizing its resources for sustenance. The Wendigo, with its insatiable hunger and disregard for the sanctity of human life, represented a perversion of this balance, a monstrous embodiment of the dangers of overexploitation and the potential for humans to become predators rather than stewards of the environment. Chapter 3: Wendigo Psychosis, the Medical and Psychological Perspective. The enigmatic figure of the Wendigo, steeped in Native American folklore, has transcended the realm of myth and legend to intersect with the complexities of human psychology. Wendigo psychosis, a controversial and culturally specific phenomenon, describes a condition in which individuals believe they are transforming into the monstrous, cannibalistic entity. This chapter delves into the origins and characteristics of Wendigo psychosis, examining historical cases and exploring the complex interplay of folklore, mental health, and the disruptive impact of colonialism on indigenous cultures. Wendigo psychosis, first documented in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, primarily affected individuals within Algonquian-speaking communities, where the Wendigo legend held significant cultural and spiritual weight. The condition manifested through a range of symptoms, including intense anxiety, paranoia, delusions of transformation, and an overwhelming craving for human flesh. Those afflicted often exhibited a profound fear of becoming a Wendigo, convinced that they were losing control and succumbing to the creature's insatiable hunger. The origins of Wendigo psychosis remain a subject of ongoing debate and scholarly inquiry. Some researchers attribute the condition to the powerful influence of cultural beliefs and the deep-seated fear of cannibalism within Algonquian societies. The Wendigo myth, with its vivid imagery and cautionary tales, may have served as a potent trigger for individuals experiencing psychological distress, particularly during times of famine or social upheaval. The belief in the Wendigo's ability to possess and transform individuals could have become a self-fulfilling prophecy, leading to the manifestation of the very symptoms they feared. Other scholars suggest that Wendigo psychosis may have represented a culturally specific expression of underlying mental health conditions, such as depression, schizophrenia, or delusional disorder. The symptoms associated with Wendigo psychosis, including delusions, hallucinations, and disordered thinking, align with those observed in various psychiatric diagnoses. However, the cultural context in which these symptoms emerged and the specific content of the delusions, the belief in transformation into a Wendigo, distinguish Wendigo psychosis as a unique and culturally bound phenomenon. Historical cases of Wendigo psychosis offer glimpses into the lived experiences of individuals grappling with this enigmatic condition. One such case involved Jack Fiddler, an Oji Cree shaman who, in 1907, confessed to killing and consuming a young woman believed to be transforming into a Wendigo. Fiddler's actions, while shocking and tragic, reflect the complex interplay of cultural beliefs, mental health, and the perceived necessity of protecting the community from the perceived threat of a Wendigo. The outcomes of Wendigo psychosis cases varied, ranging from confinement and institutionalization to ritualistic interventions and community support. In some instances, individuals were ostracized or even killed, reflecting the fear and stigma associated with the condition. However, it is crucial to recognize that these responses were often shaped by the limited understanding of mental health at the time and the disruptive influence of colonialism on indigenous cultures. The role of colonialism in the development and manifestation of Wendigo psychosis cannot be overstated. The forced displacement of indigenous communities, the suppression of their cultural practices, and the erosion of their traditional ways of life created a climate of profound social and psychological disruption. The loss of autonomy, the breakdown of social structures, and the imposition of foreign values contributed to a sense of cultural disorientation and alienation. In this context, Wendigo psychosis can be viewed as a manifestation of the trauma and stress experienced by indigenous communities during the colonial era. The Wendigo myth, with its themes of cannibalism, desperation, and the breakdown of social order resonated with the lived realities of many individuals struggling to adapt to a rapidly changing world. The condition may have served as a symbolic expression of the collective anxieties and cultural anxieties brought about by colonialism, reflecting the profound impact of external forces on the mental and spiritual well-being of indigenous peoples. The controversy surrounding the diagnosis of Wendigo psychosis reflects the ongoing challenges of understanding and addressing mental health within a cross-cultural context. Some scholars argue that the condition was misdiagnosed or exaggerated by Western observers, who often viewed indigenous beliefs and practices through a lens of ethnocentrism and cultural bias. The tendency to pathologize culturally specific expressions of distress, rather than recognizing them as valid and meaningful within their own context, has been a recurring theme in the history of psychiatry. However, other researchers emphasize the importance of acknowledging the lived experiences of individuals affected by Wendigo psychosis and recognizing the condition's cultural specificity. They argue that dismissing Wendigo psychosis as a mere fabrication or misinterpretation risks overlooking the profound impact it had on individuals and communities, as well as the complex interplay of cultural beliefs, psychological distress, and the legacy of colonialism. The study of Wendigo psychosis raises important questions about the relationship between culture, mental health, and the impact of historical trauma. It highlights the need for culturally sensitive approaches to mental health care that respect the diversity of human experience and recognize the validity of different ways of understanding and expressing distress. Chapter 4: The Wendigo in Early European Accounts. The enigmatic and terrifying figure of the Wendigo, deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of Algonquian-speaking tribes, inevitably caught the attention of early European settlers and explorers venturing into the uncharted territories of North America. Their encounters with the Wendigo legend, however, were often filtered through the lens of their own cultural biases and preconceptions, leading to a complex and often distorted portrayal of this indigenous mythological being. This chapter examines how early European accounts interpreted and recorded the Wendigo legend, analyzing the blending of indigenous folklore with European fears and anxieties, and exploring the lasting impact of these accounts on the Western understanding of the Wendigo. As European explorers and missionaries ventured deeper into the North American wilderness, they encountered indigenous communities with rich oral traditions and complex belief systems. The Wendigo, with its monstrous appearance and association with cannibalism, naturally captured their imagination and sparked a sense of both fascination and fear. However, the cultural and linguistic barriers that separated these two worlds often hindered a nuanced understanding of the Wendigo's true significance within Algonquian cultures. Early accounts of the Wendigo, penned by explorers, missionaries, and fur traders, often reflected a blend of genuine curiosity and a Eurocentric perspective that sought to categorize and interpret indigenous beliefs through the lens of their own cultural framework. The Wendigo, with its association with winter, wilderness, and the perceived savagery of indigenous peoples, became a symbol of the unknown and the dangers lurking in the untamed landscapes of the New World. These early European accounts often sensationalized and misrepresented the Wendigo, portraying it as a monstrous and malevolent entity devoid of the complex spiritual and moral symbolism it held within Algonquian cultures. The creature's association with cannibalism, a taboo deeply ingrained in European societies, further amplified its horror and reinforced prevailing stereotypes about indigenous peoples as primitive and uncivilized. The Wendigo, in the hands of European writers, often became a metaphor for the perceived dangers of the wilderness and the anxieties associated with venturing into the unknown. The creature's insatiable hunger and association with winter mirrored the harsh realities faced by early settlers who struggled to survive in the unforgiving North American environment. The Wendigo, in this sense, served as a cautionary tale, warning against the potential for humans to succumb to their basest instincts in the face of adversity. Missionaries, in particular, played a significant role in shaping the European understanding of the Wendigo. Their efforts to convert indigenous peoples to Christianity often involved demonizing traditional beliefs and practices, including the Wendigo legend. The creature was portrayed as a demonic entity, a manifestation of evil that needed to be eradicated through the adoption of Christian faith. This approach further distorted the Wendigo's true significance within Algonquian cultures and contributed to the erosion of indigenous spiritual traditions. The impact of these early European accounts extended far beyond the immediate encounters between explorers and indigenous communities. The written records of the Wendigo, often embellished and sensationalized, circulated widely throughout Europe, shaping public perceptions of indigenous peoples and fueling the myth of the savage New World. The Wendigo became a staple of travelogues, adventure stories, and even scientific treatises, solidifying its place in the Western imagination as a symbol of the primal and the monstrous. The spread of the Wendigo myth beyond indigenous communities had a profound and lasting impact on its cultural significance. The creature, once a powerful symbol of Algonquian spiritual beliefs and moral values, became increasingly divorced from its original context and appropriated by European writers and artists. The Wendigo's transformation into a figure of horror and fascination in Western popular culture further obscured its true meaning and contributed to the marginalization of indigenous perspectives. Despite the distortions and misrepresentations inherent in early European accounts, they also offer valuable insights into the cross-cultural encounters that shaped the Wendigo's legacy. These accounts, while often biased and incomplete, provide glimpses into the complex dynamics between European explorers and indigenous communities, revealing the challenges of communication, understanding, and cultural exchange. Furthermore, the enduring presence of the Wendigo in European writings and artistic representations attests to the creature's ability to tap into universal human fears and anxieties. The Wendigo's association with cannibalism, the wilderness, and the potential for human savagery resonated with European audiences who grappled with their own anxieties about the unknown and the fragility of civilization. The Wendigo, in this sense, transcended its cultural origins to become a symbol of the darker aspects of human nature and the enduring power of the monstrous imagination. Chapter 5: The Wendigo in Literature and Pop Culture. The Wendigo, once a fearsome figure confined to the oral traditions and spiritual beliefs of Algonquian-speaking tribes, has undergone a remarkable transformation, emerging from the shadows of indigenous folklore to become a prominent and enduring fixture in the realms of literature and popular culture. This chapter traces the evolution of the Wendigo from its roots in Native American mythology to its adaptation and reimagination in various forms of media, exploring how this creature has captured the imagination of writers, filmmakers, and gamers alike, becoming a symbol of human savagery and the primal fear of the unknown. The Wendigo's journey into the world of literature began in the early 20th century, as Western authors and intellectuals became increasingly fascinated with the folklore and mythology of indigenous peoples. Algernon Blackwood's 1910 short story, The Wendigo, stands as a landmark in this literary exploration, introducing the creature to a wider audience and establishing it as a potent symbol of the wilderness's dark and mysterious power. Blackwood's chilling tale, set in the remote Canadian wilderness, vividly portrays the Wendigo's terrifying presence and its ability to consume the minds and bodies of those who succumb to its influence. The Wendigo not only solidified the creature's place in the literary canon, but also laid the groundwork for its subsequent adaptations and reinterpretations in various forms of media. The Wendigo's haunting image, with its gaunt frame, glowing eyes, and insatiable hunger, proved to be a fertile source of inspiration for horror writers and filmmakers, who recognized its potential to tap into primal human fears and anxieties. Throughout the 20th century, the Wendigo continued to make its presence felt in literature, appearing in works by August Derleth, Stephen King, and numerous other authors. These literary depictions often drew upon Blackwood's original portrayal, emphasizing the Wendigo's association with winter, cannibalism, and the untamed wilderness. However, they also expanded upon the creature's mythology, exploring its psychological and spiritual dimensions and its ability to represent the darker aspects of human nature. The Wendigo's transition from the printed page to the silver screen marked a significant turning point in its cultural evolution. In 1999, the creature made its cinematic debut in the horror film Ravenous, directed by Antonia Bird. While the film received mixed reviews, it introduced the Wendigo to a new generation of viewers and showcased its potential as a terrifying and visually striking antagonist. Subsequent films such as Wendigo, 2001, and The Last Winter, 2006, further explored the creature's cinematic possibilities, often blending elements of horror, suspense, and psychological thriller. These films often used the Wendigo as a metaphor for the destructive power of greed, environmental exploitation, and the consequences of human encroachment on the natural world. The Wendigo's popularity in popular culture extends beyond the realm of film, finding its way into television shows, video games, and even comic books. The creature's versatility as a symbol of fear and the unknown has allowed it to be adapted and reimagined in countless ways, reflecting the evolving anxieties and concerns of contemporary society. In the television series Supernatural, the Wendigo appears as a recurring monster, preying on unsuspecting victims in the remote wilderness. The show's portrayal of the creature draws upon its traditional association with cannibalism and its ability to evoke primal fear, while also incorporating elements of modern horror tropes. Video games, too, have embraced the Wendigo's terrifying potential. In the popular survival horror game Until Dawn, the Wendigo serves as the primary antagonist, stalking and hunting a group of teenagers trapped in a remote mountain lodge. The game's immersive gameplay and realistic graphics bring the creature to life in chilling detail, creating a truly terrifying and unforgettable experience for players. The Wendigo's enduring appeal in popular culture can be attributed to several factors. First and foremost, its association with cannibalism taps into a deep-seated human fear and taboo. The idea of consuming human flesh is so abhorrent that it evokes a visceral response, making the Wendigo a particularly effective symbol of horror and revulsion. Furthermore, the Wendigo's connection to the wilderness and the unknown speaks to our primal fear of the natural world and the forces that lie beyond our control. The creature's ability to blend into its surroundings, its elusive nature, and its insatiable hunger create a sense of unease and vulnerability, reminding us of the fragility of human existence in the face of nature's power. Finally, the Wendigo's adaptability as a symbol allows it to be reinterpreted and reimagined in countless ways, reflecting the changing concerns and anxieties of each generation. In recent years, the Wendigo has been used to explore themes of environmental destruction, corporate greed, and the consequences of unchecked human ambition. The creature's ability to represent both individual and societal fears ensures its continued relevance in the ever-evolving landscape of popular culture. Chapter 6: Real-Life Encounters and Modern-Day Sightings. The Wendigo, once a fearsome entity confined to the oral traditions of indigenous communities, has transcended the boundaries of myth and folklore, continuing to haunt the imaginations and spark real-life encounters in the modern era. This chapter delves into contemporary accounts and reports of Wendigo sightings, exploring the persistence of the legend in today's world and its enduring impact on local communities. Through interviews, personal testimonies, and the examination of the Wendigo's influence on cultural identities, we will unravel the mysteries surrounding these modern-day encounters and shed light on the enduring power of this ancient legend. The advent of the internet and social media has played a crucial role in the dissemination and amplification of Wendigo stories. Online forums, blogs, and social networking platforms have become virtual campfires where individuals from all corners of the globe can share their experiences, fueling a collective fascination with the creature and perpetuating its mythology. Eyewitness accounts, often accompanied by grainy photographs or shaky videos, circulate widely, sparking debate and speculation about the Wendigo's existence and its potential presence in the modern world. While skeptics dismiss these modern-day sightings as mere hoaxes or misinterpretations of natural phenomena, many individuals remain convinced of the Wendigo's reality. Their testimonies, often imbued with a sense of awe and terror, describe encounters with a tall, gaunt figure with glowing eyes and an insatiable hunger. These encounters, whether fleeting glimpses in the dense wilderness or chilling experiences in remote cabins, leave an indelible mark on those who claim to have witnessed the Wendigo's presence. One such encounter involves the story of a group of hikers exploring the remote forests of northern Ontario. As they ventured deeper into the woods, they began to hear strange noises, a haunting howl that echoed through the trees. The atmosphere grew increasingly tense, and a sense of unease settled over the group. Suddenly, they caught a glimpse of a tall, emaciated figure lurking in the shadows. Its eyes glowed with an unnatural intensity, and its skeletal frame seemed to blend seamlessly with the surrounding trees. The hikers, paralyzed by fear, watched in horror as the figure vanished into the dense undergrowth, leaving them with an unshakable feeling of dread and the lingering question of what they had just witnessed. Another chilling account comes from a remote community in northern Manitoba, where residents have reported a series of unsettling encounters with a creature they believe to be the Wendigo. Strange noises, unexplained disappearances, and a pervasive sense of fear have gripped the community, leading some to avoid venturing into the surrounding wilderness after dark. Local elders, drawing upon their deep knowledge of indigenous traditions, offer guidance and support, reminding the community of the Wendigo's symbolism and the importance of maintaining cultural values in the face of fear. These modern-day sightings, whether genuine encounters or the products of overactive imaginations, highlight the enduring power of the Wendigo legend to shape perceptions and influence human behavior. The creature's association with cannibalism, the wilderness, and the darker aspects of human nature continues to resonate with individuals and communities, even in the 21st century. The Wendigo, in this sense, serves as a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the potential for primal fears and anxieties to resurface, even in the most seemingly safe and secure environments. The Wendigo's impact on cultural identities, particularly within indigenous communities, remains a complex and multifaceted issue. For some, the Wendigo represents a powerful symbol of cultural resilience and a reminder of the deep connection between humans and the natural world. The creature's mythology serves as a cautionary tale, warning against the dangers of greed, environmental exploitation, and the erosion of traditional values. However, for others, the Wendigo's association with cannibalism and savagery has been used to perpetuate harmful stereotypes about indigenous peoples. The creature's image has been appropriated and distorted in popular culture, often reinforcing colonial narratives that portray indigenous cultures as primitive and uncivilized. This misrepresentation can have a detrimental impact on the self-esteem and cultural identity of indigenous individuals, perpetuating historical traumas and hindering efforts towards reconciliation and understanding. Despite these challenges, many indigenous communities are actively reclaiming the Wendigo legend and reinterpreting it within a contemporary context. The creature's symbolism is being used to address pressing social and environmental issues, such as climate change, resource extraction, and the ongoing struggle for indigenous rights. The Wendigo, in this sense, serves as a powerful metaphor for the consequences of unchecked human ambition and the urgent need to restore balance and harmony between humans and the natural world. The persistence of the Wendigo legend in the modern era raises important questions about the nature of belief, the power of storytelling, and the enduring human fascination with the unknown. Whether the Wendigo is a real entity or a figment of our collective imagination, its presence in contemporary accounts and reports speaks to the enduring power of myth and legend to shape our perceptions of the world around us. The creature's ability to evoke fear, wonder, and a sense of the uncanny ensures its continued relevance in a world where the boundaries between reality and the supernatural remain blurred. As we continue to explore the mysteries surrounding modern-day Wendigo sightings, it is essential to approach these accounts with both skepticism and an open mind. The Wendigo, as a cultural symbol and a potential manifestation of human anxieties, deserves our attention and respect. By engaging with these contemporary encounters in a thoughtful and culturally sensitive manner, we can gain a deeper understanding of the enduring power of the Wendigo legend and its continued relevance in today's world. Chapter 7: The Cultural Legacy of the Wendigo. The Wendigo, a creature born from the depths of Algonquian folklore, has traversed centuries and cultural boundaries, leaving an indelible mark on both indigenous and Western societies. This chapter explores the enduring cultural legacy of the Wendigo, examining its role as a potent symbol, its relevance in contemporary discussions about ethics and morality, and its use in addressing pressing social and environmental issues. Furthermore, we delve into the critical importance of preserving indigenous stories and respecting their cultural origins, ensuring that the Wendigo's legacy remains intertwined with the rich tapestry of indigenous heritage. The Wendigo as a cultural symbol. The Wendigo's symbolism transcends its origins as a fearsome creature of the wilderness. It has evolved into a multifaceted cultural icon, representing a complex array of human emotions, anxieties, and societal concerns. At its core, the Wendigo embodies the destructive power of unchecked greed and the consequences of prioritizing individual desires over the well-being of the community. Its association with cannibalism, a taboo universally abhorred, serves as a stark reminder of the potential for human savagery and the fragility of civilization. In contemporary discussions about ethics and morality, the Wendigo serves as a cautionary tale, prompting reflection on the dangers of consumerism, materialism, and the relentless pursuit of personal gain at the expense of others. The creature's insatiable hunger for human flesh mirrors the insatiable appetite for wealth, power, and resources that can drive individuals and societies to the brink of self-destruction. The Wendigo, in this sense, becomes a metaphor for the corrosive effects of greed and the urgent need to cultivate values of compassion, empathy, and social responsibility. Furthermore, the Wendigo's association with the wilderness and the natural world has taken on renewed significance in the face of pressing environmental challenges. The creature's insatiable hunger can be interpreted as a symbol of human overconsumption and the relentless exploitation of natural resources. The Wendigo's transformation from a human to a monstrous entity reflects the potential consequences of our disregard for the delicate balance of the ecosystem. It serves as a chilling reminder of the need for sustainable practices and a harmonious relationship with the environment. The Wendigo's enduring presence in literature, film, and popular culture further attests to its cultural significance. From Algernon Blackwood's classic short story to contemporary horror films and video games, the Wendigo continues to capture the imagination and evoke a visceral response. Its adaptability as a symbol allows it to be reinterpreted and reimagined in countless ways, reflecting the evolving anxieties and concerns of each generation. The Wendigo's ability to represent both individual and societal fears ensures its continued relevance in the ever-evolving landscape of human experience. The Wendigo and social issues. The Wendigo myth has also been utilized to address a range of social issues beyond the realms of ethics and environmentalism. Its association with the breakdown of social order and the potential for human savagery has made it a powerful tool for exploring the complexities of colonialism, cultural assimilation, and the marginalization of indigenous peoples. The Wendigo's transformation from a human to a monster can be seen as a metaphor for the dehumanizing effects of colonialism and the forced assimilation of indigenous cultures. The creature's insatiable hunger reflects the loss of cultural identity, the erosion of traditional values, and the desperate struggle for survival in the face of oppression. The Wendigo, in this context, becomes a symbol of resistance, embodying the resilience and strength of indigenous peoples in the face of adversity. Moreover, the Wendigo's association with mental illness and psychological distress has prompted discussions about the importance of mental health awareness and culturally sensitive approaches to treatment. Wendigo psychosis, a culturally specific phenomenon observed primarily in Algonquian communities, highlights the complex interplay between cultural beliefs, psychological trauma, and the impact of historical injustices. The Wendigo, in this context, serves as a reminder of the need to address the root causes of mental health challenges and to provide culturally relevant support and healing for those affected. Preserving indigenous stories and cultural origins. The Wendigo legend, like all indigenous stories, holds immense cultural and historical value. It represents a vital link to the past, preserving the wisdom, values, and traditions of generations. As the Wendigo continues to capture the imagination and inspire creative works, it is crucial to recognize and respect its indigenous origins. Appropriation and misrepresentation of indigenous stories can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and contribute to the erasure of cultural heritage. It is essential to engage with these narratives in a responsible and respectful manner, acknowledging their cultural context and seeking guidance from indigenous communities. By honoring the voices and perspectives of indigenous storytellers, we can ensure that the Wendigo's legacy remains intertwined with the rich tapestry of indigenous knowledge and experience. The preservation of indigenous stories, including the Wendigo legend, is not only a matter of cultural respect, but also a crucial step towards reconciliation and understanding. By recognizing the value of indigenous knowledge systems and acknowledging the historical injustices that have marginalized indigenous voices, we can begin to bridge the divides that have separated us for far too long. The Wendigo, as a symbol of both fear and resilience, can serve as a catalyst for dialogue and collaboration, fostering a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living beings and the urgent need to protect our shared planet.